Wolverine's mission was simple: kill the Thunder God. Thor had gone rogue. The sky cracked under his rage. But Mjolnir was whispering secrets, and not just to Thor. Logan touched it once, and saw flashes of forgotten time. A war older than Asgard. A lie buried in lightning. Mjolnir didn't belong to Thor, and never did. The hammer chose Logan. The gods went silent. And now, Wolverine knows who must truly die. The air in the hidden chamber was thick with old war. Dust from forgotten scrolls. Shadows from heroes who no longer answered the call. Wolverine leaned against the stone wall, arms crossed, claws retracted. His breath was quiet, but his mind wasn't. He hadn't come here in decades. And now they wanted him back, not as a hero, as a weapon. Across the long stone table sat what was left of Earth's council. Doctor Strange's cloak rested in the corner like a lifeless flag. Reed Richards looked 20 years older than Logan remembered. Black Panther was missing. Only 3 remained: Nick Fury, Storm, and a silent figure in gold. Vision, reconstructed, but visibly fractured. His left eye dim. Fury cleared his throat. "We need you to kill a god." Logan didn't blink. Which one? Thor. The name cracked through the silence like thunder. Not because it was surprising, but because it wasn't. They'd all seen the storms. Whole cities reduced to mud and wind. Thor hadn't stepped foot on Earth in over 6 months. But his storms never left. "You sure it's not a Skrull or illusion?" Logan asked. Storm shook her head. "It's him. I felt it. The lightning's too personal." Fury pushed a file forward. Inside, scorched images of what used to be Berlin. Lightning signatures traced from the clouds to bone. Thor's work. No one else had the reach or the rage. "No offense," Logan muttered, "but why me?" "Because you don't die easy," Fury replied. "And the hammer, it doesn't like you." Logan narrowed his eyes. "You sure about that? Last time you touched it, it tried to break your skeleton." That was years ago. Back when the Avengers were still a team. Back when Thor still laughed. Now he ruled a floating fortress built from shattered Bifrost, calling himself Stormfather. No one had come close. Hulk tried. Hulk vanished. Wolverine stood up. "Fine, I'll bring him down. But if I find out this is some kind of setup." "It's not," Vision interrupted softly. "But it is a lie. A deep one." Logan turned, but Vision said no more. Just a lingering stare, almost pity. As the Blackbird roared over what used to be Norway, Logan prepped the old armor. Not the flashy stuff. Just raw adamantium under leather and reinforced carbon mesh. His claws hummed with tension. The sky outside was a sheet of gray, thunder vibrating the hull like a warning. He could feel it. Thor knew he was coming. The jet couldn't get close to the fortress. Lightning swallowed the engines. Logan ejected into the storm, wind tearing at his face, as he descended toward the floating spire of obsidian and runed stone. He landed in a crash of metal and smoke, claws drawn, healing already working overtime. The silence was wrong. No guards, no defenses, just one hallway lined with what looked like melted armor. Stark tech, Wakandan, even a chunk of Hulkbuster. All slag now. He moved forward slowly, footsteps echoing across the ruined corridor. At the far end stood a pedestal. Upon it, Mjolnir. Not floating, not crackling, just sitting there, as if waiting. Logan didn't trust it. He walked closer, claws still out. The air buzzed faintly. His hearing sharpened. The hammer wasn't dormant. It was whispering. Not in words, in feelings, in recognition. That's when it hit him. The scent. Himself. Not now then. Long ago. Before Weapon X. Before Xavier. Buried deep inside Mjolnir's metal was something that smelled like him. He reached out. The moment his fingers grazed the handle, the entire room flashed white. His vision shattered. He screamed. Flames. Sky. Stars burning red. An army of winged giants falling through black holes. And then a figure, holding the first hammer. Not Thor. Not Odin. Logan. Or someone who looked just like him, but older, wilder. standing in judgment over a broken Asgard, screaming at a child with blonde hair and a frightened face. "You are not worthy." The vision tore itself apart. Logan fell to his knees, blood running from his nose. Mjolnir pulsed once and then floated, hovering beside him. Thor's voice thundered from above. "I told him you'd come." Logan stood, shaky, but claws ready. "You gonna talk me to death, or you gonna swing?" Thor descended in a blaze of stormfire, armor blackened, hair wild. His eyes glowed with something beyond rage, something ancient. But they didn't fight. Not yet. Thor landed and looked at Mjolnir. The hammer didn't move. "You touched it," he said, low and bitter. "It let you in." Logan's breathing was heavy. "What the hell did I see?" Thor's jaw tightened. "The first wielder. The one Odin erased. The one I was built to replace." Wolverine's claws clenched tighter. "You were built." Thor didn't answer. Mjolnir sparked, but not toward Thor, toward Logan. "You feel it now, don't you?" Thor whispered. "It never belonged to me. It was his. Yours. I was just a puppet with a crown." The room rumbled. Thor raised his hand. Mjolnir didn't move, not even a twitch. The storm outside stopped, and Wolverine, blood dripping, hands shaking, stared at the hammer floating beside him. Something had changed, and the god of thunder looked afraid. The thunder didn't strike. The wind didn't scream. The hammer didn't return. Mjolnir hovered beside Logan like a ghost too ashamed to go home. Thor didn't reach for it again. His hand remained half-raised, trembling, not from fear of Wolverine's claws, but from what the hammer had decided. Logan wiped blood from his nose and stared at the weapon, his breath uneven. The visions were still echoing: fire, betrayal, and a face that was his but wasn't. A memory Mjolnir had buried inside its heart, locked away for someone with a healing factor, someone who could survive remembering it. "You were the first," Thor finally said. His voice was thunder on low volume, storm clouds behind his teeth. "Before gods, before Asgard, before my father took the sky." Logan didn't answer. He didn't trust his voice. Not yet. Thor stepped forward. "I killed the last one who saw what you just saw." Logan's claws didn't extend, but his muscles tightened. "You gonna try to kill me too?" No, Thor looked down, ashamed. "Because I remember now. I remember you." The hammer pulsed, not violently. Soft, like an old heartbeat. Logan turned toward it. "Why does it know me?" "Because it was forged from you," Thor said, every word heavier than the last. "Not your bones, not your blood, your rage, your judgment, your silence. The gods didn't create Mjolnir. They ripped it from you." The moment shattered Logan's thoughts like glass. His memories weren't clear, but instincts never lied. Somewhere deep, something primal stirred, not Weapon X, not the mutant, but something older. Something that remembered holding storms and bending skies not with machines, but with will. "You're saying this was mine?" Thor nodded. "The first wielder died in the Fire Wars, at least that's what they said. But Odin, he never let the hammer rest. He sealed it, bound it, cursed it. And when he built me, he programmed it to obey. But it never forgot you." Logan stepped closer to Mjolnir. His reflection rippled in its polished head, not his current form, but another version. No X-Men suit, no adamantium, just wild eyes, runes carved across his chest, and lightning crawling through his veins. Suddenly, the hammer flashed again. He didn't touch it. It touched him. The world folded inside out, and Wolverine was no longer in the fortress. He was somewhere ancient, somewhere before time wore capes and titles. A burning plain stretched across the sky, red suns bleeding over shattered mountains. Corpses of gods, some with wings, some with stars in their eyes, littered the battlefield. And at the center, a man, no, a beast, clawed, breathing thunder, screaming into the void. Logan. But not Logan. This one was bigger, older, with hair like black fire and a voice that shattered stone. Mjolnir hovered above him, newborn and violet. He turned, and Thor was there, younger than ever. Not yet a god, not yet worthy, just a frightened soldier watching a king collapse. I said you weren't ready, the ancient Wolverine roared. And then Odin appeared, in full golden warplate, Gungnir crackling. His voice was law, and his eye burned with betrayal. You were never meant to rule, Odin snarled. You were only meant to burn bright and die loud. The hammer trembled. Wolverine stepped forward. But Odin struck first, not with a weapon, but with runes. Black marks of unmaking that tore memory from bone. Logan howled. The hammer screamed. And the vision ended. Logan dropped to his knees again, choking. Mjolnir floated down softly, lowering beside him as if mourning. Thor stood above him, silent. That's the truth, Thor said. Why didn't you tell anyone? Logan spat. Because I didn't remember. Because Odin made sure I never would. I was born in a vat of god blood and prophecy. I was fed lies. I thought the hammer was mine, but it always resisted. Logan stood slowly. His hands burned from touching the vision. His bones ached with thunder. But something inside him had changed. The hammer hovered again. This time, it moved toward him. Slow, steady, reverent. Logan raised his hand. Mjolnir touched his palm and rested there. No lightning, no explosion, just a quiet glow. Like two old soldiers finally shaking hands after 1,000 years. Thor took a step back. It's yours now, he said. It always was. But Logan wasn't ready. He didn't feel powerful. He felt hollow. If I was the first, why do I remember nothing? Because Odin didn't just erase you, Thor answered. He divided you. Logan blinked. What? He broke your soul. Scattered it. Some of it became you, some of it became me. Silence. And then Logan whispered, you're part of me? No, Thor said. I'm what he built from you. A puppet king. A weapon for the gods. That's why Mjolnir never truly obeyed. It loved its master too much. Logan gritted his teeth. Why now? Why remember all this now? Because Odin is gone, Thor said. The last of his runes are fading. And with him dead, the hammer chooses again. Lightning crawled across Logan's shoulders, not in pain, in greeting. The fortress rumbled, and from the depths, something else stirred. A chamber below, sealed by Odin's final spell. Thor turned toward it, eyes wide. There's more. Logan didn't hesitate. He walked forward, Mjolnir in hand, for the first time not as a target, but as a question demanding answers. The door cracked open. And from the darkness inside, something ancient growled his name. The vault doors groaned as they opened, thick with dust, heavier than steel. Runes peeled off the surface like dried scabs, crumbling to ash, as the final enchantments of Odin disintegrated. Whatever was inside had waited too long. Thor stood back, hesitant. But Logan walked straight in. The chamber was cold, colder than Jotunheim, colder than death. But the cold didn't touch him. Not with Mjolnir in his hand. The hammer hummed now, not in defiance, but in memory. Every inch forward awakened a different kind of pain, not from wounds, but from recognition. In the center of the chamber was a sarcophagus. Not stone, not Asgardian. Bone, cracked, jagged, and fused with metal veins that pulsed faintly like sleeping arteries. Atop it, a blade, not of this world. And carved into the lid, 3 runes, old and burned. Elv-Gien. Wolverine stopped. His own name, written in runes he didn't remember learning. Thor approached, voice low. I never knew this was here. I thought Odin buried the past in stories. But he buried you. Logan placed Mjolnir down. The moment the hammer left his grip, it floated beside him, unwilling to rest but refusing to interfere. He gripped the lid. It didn't resist. With a heave, the sarcophagus cracked open. Inside wasn't a corpse. It was him, but not a clone, not a husk. A version of him, older, darker, armor fused to muscle, face wrapped in battle scars and seared runes. One arm missing, one eye open, still alive. The eye shifted. Logan recoiled. The being inside gasped once, then surged forward, seizing Logan's throat with what remained of his gauntlet. Lightning flashed, but not from Mjolnir. From within the coffin, Thor stepped forward, summoning Stormlight. But the air snapped with a single word from the entombed version. Asgardian, stop. Thor froze. The old version turned toward Logan. His voice was broken, stitched with centuries of silence. Took you long enough. Logan couldn't speak. The pressure on his throat wasn't killing him. It was connecting to him, feeding memories into his bones. The vault, the war, the betrayal. Odin's last spell, not to kill the first Stormbearer, but to split him. What are you? Logan finally croaked. I'm what's left. The part Odin feared the most. The part they couldn't erase. The judgment. The memory. The storm before the hammer. Thor shook his head, stunned. He said you were dead. I was. Then he broke me, split me in half, cast my soul into fragments. He kept this one locked away, buried under lies. The old version looked into Logan's eyes. You're the half that could be controlled, the side that could heal, forget, live among men. But you're not complete. Not yet. Logan stumbled back. So what, you're my shadow? No, the figure climbed from the tomb, every motion like a broken clock trying to tick. I'm your origin. Mjolnir pulsed, violently now, as if reacting to its true maker standing again. The vault ceiling cracked. Outside, thunder rolled unnaturally, not in rage, but confusion. Wolverine steadied himself. What do you want? I want to finish what I started, the old voice replied. Odin used me, used us. He made gods from our blood, built hammers from our pain. It's time the heavens remembered who bled first. Thor stepped in. You'll start another war. The ancient Logan turned. No, I'll end the first one, the one that never truly stopped. Lightning danced between the three of them, new and unstable. Mjolnir shot into the air. Neither Logan nor Thor called it. It hovered above them, then split. A crack of divine light ruptured the vault. Two pieces fell to the ground, smoking. One still shaped like a hammer, compact and refined. The other jagged, raw, like a meteor forged by hate. The old Logan picked up the jagged piece. Logan reached for the other. They both pulsed. Thor stared, disbelief in his face. The hammer was never whole, the elder said. It was always torn between memory and obedience. Now it has two wielders. Then what happens next? Logan asked. You remember, said the elder. Everything. A surge of force slammed into Logan's chest. Not an attack. A transfer. A flood. The other half of the soul pouring into him like a dam shattering. Images rushed forward. 100 lifetimes. Fights across stars. Slaughtered gods. Love buried under screams. Betrayals wrapped in gold armor, and one name whispered like a curse. Odin. Logan collapsed to one knee. Thor tried to help, but the elder stepped between them. He has to take it in. If he doesn't, the hammer won't follow, and neither will the storm. Logan's skin lit with glowing lines. Not runes, memories, etched into his flesh. His claws sparked with thunder. The vault itself began to shake. I remember, he whispered. He stood up, eyes no longer just feral, now ancient and sad. I remember what you did, Thor. Not you, but the version of you Odin forced into war. I remember killing you. Thor's jaw clenched. And I remember, Logan continued, forgiving you. The two locked eyes. 1,000 years of silence passed between them. Then Logan turned. We end this, he said. No more hammers. No more thrones. Just truth. The old version smiled, stepping back into the shadows. Good. Then it's time. Time for what? Logan looked toward the broken ceiling of the vault, where stars shimmered unnaturally. The real gods, he said, are watching again. And far above, across galaxies, something ancient blinked. The sky above Asgard cracked open like an eye. Not thunder, not fire, something older. Cold light poured through the wound in the heavens, not from space, but from memory. A forgotten kind of watching. Judgment that predated gods. Logan stood beneath it, the split hammer pulsing in his grip. Thor watched him like a man looking at a mirror that bled. You brought them back, Thor whispered. I didn't call them, Logan said. They saw the truth. Mjolnir's pieces trembled in both their hands. The jagged one in Logan's left. the smooth, original one in his right. Sparks crawled between his fingers like threads stitching fate back together. From the cracked vault behind them, the ancient version of Logan, the sealed soul, stepped forward, wrapped in shadows. The elder didn't carry a weapon. He didn't need one. His presence bent the air. "They're watching," the elder said, "because they remember what Odin stole." A shape moved in the sky, not a ship, not a god. A rune, burned across the heavens like a scar. Alive, ancient, shaped like an eye, with 3 claws at its core. "The rune of lies," the elder whispered. "Odin's seal, built to contain me, built to rewrite history itself." Every time a god told a lie, that rune whispered truth away. Thor's eyes widened. "You're saying every story, every prophecy was rewritten," Logan growled, "to serve the throne." Mjolnir pulsed once in agreement. The sky rune flickered and screamed. Not sound, pressure. Minds bent across the 9 realms. Mortals fell to their knees. Bifrost bridges shattered mid-flight. Even Thor dropped to one knee. Only Logan stood. He lifted the hammer. The jagged half exploded with light. The sky screamed louder. The rune cracked. A memory poured from it, not words, visions. Odin branding children with power that wasn't theirs. Thor's lightning being pulled from a cage in the heart of a dying star. Mjolnir forged from a god's corpse that looked like Logan. "I wasn't just the first wielder," Logan said, voice low. "I was the storm." Thor stood, breathing hard. "Then take it. Take the hammer. Take the crown. End it." "I'm not here to wear a crown," Logan said. "I'm here to burn the script." He slammed the hammer halves together. They didn't fuse. They detonated. But instead of destroying, they cleansed. The rune of lies shattered across the sky in blinding silence. The force didn't destroy Asgard. It revealed it. Statues melted into dust. Temples reformed into what they once were, simple halls. The throne? Gone. Only stone remained. And Thor? Still standing. Still alive. But changed. He looked down at his hands, no longer glowing. His armor flickering, fading. "You're not losing your power," Logan said. "You're losing the part that wasn't yours." Thor nodded. He didn't weep, but his silence was louder than lightning. Above them, the sky calmed. The gods left, watching, but no longer interfering. The elder Logan stepped beside the new. "You did it." "I'm not done," Logan said. "There's still a throne in every realm that believes the lie. Then you better teach them the truth." The 2 versions stared at each other, and then the elder turned to dust, his purpose fulfilled. Only one Logan remained now. Stormbearer. No hammer, no lies, only truth, and a storm that walked on foot. The storm followed Logan everywhere now. Not thunderclouds, not rain, a weight, a silence. The kind that made empires stop breathing. Asgard lay behind him, no longer a throne world, just a ruin of broken myths. Thor stayed behind, not exiled, not defeated, just human enough to stay silent. Logan walked alone across the edge of the 9 realms. Mjolnir no longer hovered. The twin shards had vanished after the sky rune cracked, melted into memory. All that remained was the storm inside him, the lightning beneath his skin, the judgment in his eyes. He didn't return to Earth. Earth came to him. Ships descended, not war fleets, tribunals, cosmic judges, self-declared guardians, gods with halos made of plasma and robes woven from quantum time. The new pantheon, born in the shadow of Odin's fall, hungry to claim the silence he left behind. They called themselves the Ascended. They landed like saints, spoke like kings. "You've broken the lie," the leader said, standing tall on a floating pillar of glass. "But lies keep order. You've made truth into fire. That makes you dangerous." "I didn't ask for your opinion," Logan growled. "You threaten the balance." "I am the balance." They tried to trap him in logic, in prophecy, in chains made from law written in the stars. But laws meant nothing to a man whose soul had been broken and reforged by memory. He didn't give a speech. He gave a warning. "You want a throne," he said, stepping forward. "You better build it from something stronger than lies." They struck first. 5 of them. Eldritch energy, black gravity, time-locked blades. Logan didn't flinch. He didn't dodge. He moved through them. The storm didn't come from the sky. It came from his hands, his bones, his voice. Lightning that remembered pain. Claws that remembered betrayal. And eyes that saw through gods, not up at them. When it was over, the Ascended fell. Not dead, but shattered. Masks cracked. Voices trembling. The illusion of divinity peeled back to reveal mortals playing God. The universe blinked and watched Logan walk past them. He wasn't a ruler. He wasn't a savior. He was a warning. Later, across the galaxy, temples would whisper about the Stormbearer. Children would sketch claws surrounded by thunder. Priests would try to bury his name again. But some would remember, and some would choose to stand, not under gods, but beside each other. Logan returned to Earth when the skies stopped fearing him. He didn't take back his old life, didn't look for the X-Men, didn't rebuild the mansion. He built something smaller, a cabin, in the woods, with no storm above it, just peace. And sometimes, when the rain came gently and thunder rolled far away, he'd sit outside and smile. Because for once, the sky didn't scream. It listened. End of story. Stormbearer arc complete.